Good morning, my awesome friends. So today we're going to create something pretty out of very little. A follower mentioned to me the other day she has very little, so she can't create anything. And I thought, you know what, let's see what we can create out of very little. So this is scrap card. Somebody gave me this little tag, and two little stamps were in a happy mail, book pages, and this was also gifted to me in a happy mail. So what can we do? We're going to create a little ATC, because I'm into ATCs at the moment, artist trading cards. And the only thing I need is my scissors, my glue, and distress ink. So for the amount of tools you need, just those little things. You don't even need the little finger dauber. Okay, you don't have distress ink. By the way, this is the very first time I'm even opening the distress ink. I treated myself to 3 little ones, and I've just opened it, so I have no idea what I'm doing, but we're going to use it because I don't have any other inks. I don't know where I have put them because I tidied out my craft room. Does anyone ever experience the same thing where you forget where you put things, pack things? Anyway, so we're going to use that. So let's get started. I am going to use some book pages, and this is from a 1926 edition of Shakespeare. So tear a little bit of paper, and let's glue it on. And I must admit, I like my paper to be the right side. And what I mean by that is I don't want it to be upside down or whatever. I actually like it to be illegible, or legible, not eligible, legible, even though you probably won't see it at the end of the day. So there's a little bit of Antony and Cleopatra, and obviously this is far too big, so I'm going to fussy cut it. And for me, the best way to fussy cut is using really tiny scissors, and you can see I turn the paper. The difficult areas I leave until I can come back to them later, so that little section there, and then it's just easier to manage if you don't have too much paper. So I'm all over the place, which shows you my state of mind is all over the place, but that's okay. I think I really want to encourage everyone to just create something out of what you would normally throw away. You can make your ATC, which is 6.5 centimeters by 9, or 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. You can cut them out of a cereal box, whatever you have. Not necessary to go and purchase cardboard. Use what's in your stash. And this little ATC that I'm making today, I am going to give away to somebody who comments on this tutorial. So the only criteria is it has to be a person who has not received a happy mail from me before. So please comment and share the video. And here we go. We'll cut that. The other thing I want to mention to you ladies is that we all struggle with our crafting budgets, and you don't have a lot of money to buy things. I have picked up such awesome bargains here in South Africa, bargains, not bargains, bargains, on Facebook Marketplace. So people are always destashing. And then also if you're looking for something, you know, put a request there. You never know what you can pick up for very little, or at least half the price that you would pay for it new. The only danger is that you end up buying things you don't really need just because they're on special. Anyway, so and here's our intricate area that I left for last. And you can see I'm moving the paper and trying to keep the scissors in the same position. Okay. So one of the most useless things I've ever bought is this tool to do fussy cutting, where you put it on your craft mat and you fussy cut. It's an absolute waste of time. And I've bought 2 different types, thinking I could save, you know, time and effort. It's still quicker to fussy cut with a pair of scissors. So this is a little bit awkward. And the other thing that I really like about fussy cutting, and that I do on my pieces, is I cut really close to the edge. I see a lot of people doing, crafts, and then using stickers, or they're using pre-bought, they call it cutouts, and they've always got the white border, and that really irritates me. So I like to have my fussy cutting done really close to the edge or the outline of the design. So here we have our little poppies, and I actually like things to go off the page, as you know. So I'm just planning very roughly what I want to do here, and I think I'm going to need another piece of book page, and I kind of think I'm going to do that. So let's glue that on. So today is a grey day in South Africa, but I've realized you have to use your time when you have it. And this is my free time, where hopefully it won't be too noisy today. Can never wait for the perfect day, otherwise you never get any videos from me. Okay, the other thing that I have is this little stamp, and it's very big for such a small ATC, so I'm also going to cut the words out, because I love the saying. It says the sweetest thing, so I'm just going to cut the words out and use those words. And so this little stamp set was something I actually bought on Facebook Marketplace, and it really cost very little. The sweetest thing. And here. I had my lights on, thinking it would be really nice to work with lights, but I find there's too many shadows of my hands on the project, so that didn't work so well. Okay, so here I've got my little ATC, which I've covered with some book pages, and I'm going to trim it from the back. Okay, and I see I haven't glued that edge very well, so glue the edge. And I was going to put it like that, but I think it actually will look nicer this way. Yeah, I kind of like it like that. And we'll put those on last. So before we do this, I want to use the Distress ink. Remember, this is the only thing that I've basically got as a tool, and it felt like it was dry, but obviously it isn't. And I know Distress ink is something that you meant to use water with, which is my next attempt. And this is really just going to finish off your ATC a little bit, so that it doesn't look too plain and it looks like you made a bit of an effort. See, just a touch of color, and There you go, touch of color. And we will add, I'm looking at this and I really want to take the cream out of the background, and it's going to be quite irritating because it's very skinny, the stems, but I actually think it's going to be worth doing. So I'm cutting that off and trimming the stems. Remember, I seem to say this in nearly every video I do, extra effort makes things look extra special. And it really does. I mean, whether it's just inking an edge or putting some fake stitching on your edge of your card, just those little bits of extra detail make your projects pop. So make the effort. I find it so amazing when I follow some of my international friends, and they are doing so well selling their products and their cards and things, and I find the South African market is so depressed. We can hardly sell a thing. But I've realized that the reason I create is to share what I've learned over the years, and I create because it's really good for my soul. So don't be despondent if you're in South Africa and you're not selling your products. Just reassess the reason why you're making them and enjoy doing it while you can. Now look at the difference that looks. Now I feel like something's kind of missing there, and we have some more greenery. So let's cut some greenery out here. Maybe we can add a little bit of greenery to fill it up a bit. And I know fussy cutting is boring, and I could have done this off camera, but I really wanted to show you the process. And here we go. This is such a beautiful picture. It's so simple. And often we have just that one page or a piece of pretty paper that we're going to keep for one day when we make something, and then we just put it in a file or in a box and we never look at it ever again. So please use what you are blessed with. And I cannot remember who sent me this happy mail. It was sometime in last year. I just decided I'm bashing my happy mail stuff and using all the gorgeous goodies that people blessed me with. Okay. So I had a conflict today. You know, South Africa's on the brink of a recession, and I went to the post office to send off nearly 60 happy mail, and I went and I bought all my stamps, which was quite pricey. And then I came out and there was a beggar who has sat outside the same shop for the past 20 years, so I know him by name. And he looked so despondent and so hopeless. And I felt such a conflict in my heart that, you know, I am spending all this money on posting and hopefully blessing people around the world. But should I not have spent money on helping this man? I don't know. It was really heavy on my heart. Tell me what you think. What would you do? Send happy mail or bless somebody that you've known and seen for years? It just really is so sad because there are so few jobs, and I really noticed the desperation in people's faces. It's a conflict. I know you can't get sucked into everyone's story, but it's something that I often struggle with. Anyway, that was just my thought of the day. And nearly finished cutting this out, and it's taking much longer than I thought because this is quite finicky. And you can see I'm turning the paper, not turning the scissors. And obviously, if you don't want to fussy cut something, you can use stickers, or I see there's such beautiful washi stickers at the moment. So yeah, use your washi stickers or whatever to decorate your little ATC. And please join the group on Facebook, Tape a Tag or ATC, and yeah, join in the fun and share with us your little ATCs that you're creating. I know in South Africa there are no ATC groups. Not many people know what an ATC is. So I encourage the South African ladies and gents to please share this tutorial. Okay, nearly done. And my word, that was finicky. And I think it's finished. Okay, so we've done that little one. And oh, I quite like that. Just add a little bit more interest to everything. Okay, let's stick it on. And I think I'm going to use my little glue for these finicky areas. I'm doing more on there than on here. Okay. And then these, I don't think I want to glue them completely flat. What do you think? And I'm going to separate them. See? Yep. So there are shadows, because it is a bit of a grey day today. But I think, as I said to you before, you know, you use the days that you have, because you never get a perfect opportunity. And for me, just to have the quiet is awesome. So how does that look? And let's trim this. And we will say the sweetest thing. The sweetest thing is getting a happy mail in the post. There you go. So that's Bashing Mustache, sweet and simple. And yeah, I think something's missing. I'm not quite sure what it is, but watch this spot, because I may add something to this card to finish it off. But at this point, I'm actually not sure what. Anyway, don't forget to leave a comment if you want to stand a chance to have this little Happy Mail ATC posted to you. Take care and have a blessed day.